House cleaning or office cleaning, which is better? So in today's video, I'm going to take you through the pros and cons of each. I'm going to talk through which is easier to grow, which is easier to manage, and ultimately which has the better earnings potential. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on why I think house cleaning wins. So let's jump straight into it. So let's cover 5 points where we can look at the pros and cons of residential cleaning versus office cleaning. So number 1 is growth. So when I talk about growth, I'm thinking about it in terms of how quickly we can grow our revenues, how quickly can we grow our profits within our cleaning business. And really, when we think about residential clients, obviously the dollar amount, the size of the jobs are generally going to be smaller than say an office cleaning job. As a very simple example, let's say a residential cleaning client books us in for a weekly service. It's $150 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment, for example. But that can be dwarfed by an office cleaning contract, for example, that could be $1,000 or $2,000 a month. So when we think about purely in terms of growth and how quickly we can grow a larger business in financial terms or in revenue terms, really office cleaning and commercial cleaning wins on this stage because the size of those contracts are just bigger than the residential clients. Obviously, the other way to think about it, or the other thing to note is, winning a commercial contract takes a lot more work than winning a residential client. So, although the office client or the commercial client will typically be larger in size, we need to think, how much effort goes into winning that contract. Could we actually, in fact, get 10 residential clients with the effort and resource that we find in winning 1 commercial client? But in terms of just thinking about the size of the clients, in theory, it is quicker to grow a commercial cleaning company simply because of the nature of the size of those contracts. So point 1 is how quickly we can grow a bigger business. And really from that perspective, because of the size of commercial clients, we tend to see that commercial cleaning companies tend to grow quicker and to larger sizes than residential only clients. Point 2 is about the sales cycle. So this is a really important thing to talk about because many people don't realize that the sales cycle is significantly longer to find and win commercial clients than it is for residential clients. So what I mean by the sales cycle refers to the point of where we initiate contact with a potential client. Let's say, for example, we send a commercial client a cold email, or we give them a cold call. From that point to actually winning the contract and getting that first dollar of revenue into our business, that refers to the sales cycle. So the length of time it takes to go from initiating contact to getting that first dollar amount of revenue into your business. So the sales cycle with commercial clients tend to be a lot longer than residential clients. As we know, with residential clients, we could quite easily put up a Google ad, or we could put up a Facebook ad or Yelp or something, and some house owner can have a look at their ad, give us a call, and we can actually close that client there and then, and we can actually be into the client's property the next day and get paid the next day. So the sales cycle is a lot shorter for residential clients than it is for commercial clients. And the reason why it's important to note that is because we need to think that, there is a time and financial cost involved with initiating contact with potential clients and closing that client. So let's say you had no other revenue, no other financial means to pay for your living costs, and you wanted to set up and grow a commercial cleaning business. In that case, because a commercial cleaning sales cycle can be 6 months or 9 months long, or even longer, depending if there isn't already an incumbent cleaning company in place, we need to realize that it will take time to get that first revenue into a business. And then we have to basically live for 6 or 9 months without getting any revenue into our cleaning business. For some business owners who may have some funds, from other sources, or have a pot of money that they can live on in the meantime, that could maybe work. But for many other cleaning businesses, many other startups that need that revenue in quickly into their business, that is not going to work. So in that case, it makes sense to go look at residential cleaning because the sales cycle is a lot shorter and you will get that revenue into your business far quicker than a commercial contract. So point 2 is considering the sales cycle. Point 3 is management. This is something that I get asked an awful lot amount of the time. So when I talk about management, I'm talking about it in terms of managing the client or managing the contract. So as I said in the first point, point, with residential jobs, they tend to be smaller in size, $150 a time or $200 a time. The commercial contracts, they tend to be a lot larger. So in theory, if we have one client paying us $1,000 a month one commercial client paying us $1,000 a month, or 10 residential clients paying us the same revenue, $1,000 a month, in theory, we've got 10 times as many residential clients to manage than we do a single commercial client. So in that respect, we only have to deal with one client as opposed to 10 residential clients. Obviously, that is not a fair comparison because, the larger commercial contract probably has more moving parts, more things that need cleaning, more things that can go wrong. So it isn't apples for, apples and apples. The question I get asked an awful lot of the time is, are residential clients more demanding than commercial clients? And it is a fair question. And, I see this within my own cleaning business. And really the way to think about this is that you will get high maintenance clients, whether they are residential or whether they are commercial. And one of the big things that I tell people to think about is to try to identify these high maintenance clients very quickly in your business. And really, ideally, you do not want to service those clients. You want to service clients that are happy with your service, don't require too much bespoke work, too much follow-up, too many changes, because that is what's going to slow you up in your cleaning business. You want clients that are relatively low maintenance, are happy with your service, and they will refer your cleaning company to other clients as well. So do commercial clients or residential clients take more management? It isn't clear cut. I think the way that I look at this is that you will get high maintenance clients whichever side you focus on. And really the focus should be on identifying high maintenance clients and trying to get them out of your cleaning business as quickly as possible. So the management side, there isn't a clear winner between commercial and residential. What's more important is that we get those high maintenance types out of our business, and that will allow us to grow quickly as well. So point 4 is the margin, the profitability of these contracts. And again, when we talk about the profitability of the contracts, it is really driven by the pricing. And as I've talked about on a number of other videos on my channel, pricing and not underpricing is critical to grow your cleaning company. If your pricing is too low, you do not have enough money after you pay your cleaners to reinvest in things like marketing, reinvest in growing and bringing in office managers and virtual assistants into your business to help you scale. So pricing is critical. So the question then becomes, where do we have greater pricing power? Do we have greater pricing power in commercial? Do we have greater pricing power in residential? And again, it's not entirely clear cut. What I talk about again is that we need pricing power, and the best way to achieve pricing power is to have a clear element of differentiation against your competition. So wherever you are around the country, there will be lots of other cleaning companies, there'll be lots of other residential cleaning companies, there'll be lots of other commercial cleaning companies. And if you are seen by potential clients to offer a very, very similar service to all those other cleaning companies, you're not going to have sufficient pricing power to price your services high enough to generate enough profit to reinvest and grow your business. So the margin, again, it's not clear cut. Some people say that in the commercial side, that commercial cleaning is just really seen purely as a cost for these commercial clients, and they really just want to focus on minimizing costs as much as possible. So if they're looking to minimize costs, they will ultimately go with one of the lower priced providers. So this in fact will give you less pricing power, but that is a complete generalization, and there are commercial clients out there that do value quality. If they're going with low cost providers and they are not happy with the service and they're having to change and swap cleaning providers, then that in itself is a cost as well. So if those clients get into that position, they will value quality more and more because they realize there is a time cost implication from swapping out from low cost provider 1 to low cost provider 2. So on a similar theme, in the residential space, if you are the owner of a very expensive property with lots of expensive furniture and artwork and all these types of things, you're probably going to value quality of service above price. On the other side, if you are a relatively low income household and you're looking for help cleaning your property, then obviously actually you do not have the spare funds to pay a high price on that side. So when we talk about the profitability and margins, it's all about how price sensitive are the clients that we're going after. And many people make the generalization that, okay, we can get better profitability on our commercial clients, or we can get better profitability on our residential clients. In actual fact, it all depends on how differentiated you are seen by residential clients and commercial clients. If you have some differentiation, then it doesn't matter whether you are a commercial business or whether you are a residential business. If you have differentiation, you will be able to charge a higher price and you will be able to get a higher profit margin as well. So from a profitability standing, in exactly the same as the last point in terms of how much management goes into managing these contracts, there is no clear winner between residential and commercial. It's all about differentiation. It's all about pricing power. So point 5, and the final point, is about cash flow. And this is extremely important because this can really cripple particularly commercial businesses if they do not understand the finances of their business and the cash flow of the business. So when I talk about the cash flow is really driven by two parts. You have to pay your cleaners to do these jobs on one side, and then you get paid by your clients on the other side. And when you get cash flow problems, tends to be when you are paying money out earlier than you're receiving money from the client. And this is very apparent and very common in commercial cleaning, because you will probably be paying your cleaners, every week, and you'll probably be getting paid by your clients, at a longer time interval, maybe at the end of each month or even every 6 weeks. So when this happens, you get this black hole in your finances, because you do a job. For example, let's say you did a week's worth of office cleaning for your client last week, and this week you need to pay your cleaners for that job, but then you don't get paid by your client until 1 month's time. You have to find that money from somewhere to pay your cleaners. You're not getting paid by your clients. You need to find that within the business, or you need to have some sort of loan facility in your business to pay for those cleaners to do that work for you. Because if you're not going to pay your cleaners, they're not going to keep going in and working and doing these commercial jobs for you. So if this happens, you have a cash flow challenge in your business, and you need to deal with that and figure out how you deal with that black hole. The issue becomes when you get commercial clients either paying late or not paying at all, because let's say you are banking on that client paying you in a month's time, but actually for whatever reason they don't pay you in a month's time. They miss the payment, following up and chasing them, and 2 weeks later the money comes into your account. So in effect, you've had an extra two weeks of cash flow that you've had to pay other cleaners in the meantime for other jobs, and you've not got that money from the commercial clients. So cash flow is a really big challenge, and this is something that many commercial cleaning startups do not realize, because in actual fact, as you grow your commercial cleaning business, your cash position will get worse and worse with time. Because if you think about, you go from 1 client to 5 clients, now you have to pay 5 times the amount of money to your cleaners before you get the money coming in. So you have an even bigger growing black hole in your finances that you need to finance in some respect. So cash flow is a big challenge when growing commercial cleaning businesses. If we compare that with the residential side, the cash flow dynamics are far more favorable in residential cleaning. So generally, you will get paid by your residential clients much more quickly, usually on the day of service or the day after service. If you have, software and scheduling software and payment software set up in your business, you can have a Stripe account, linked to your software, and clients can be automatically charged after service is finished. So in actual fact, sometimes you get a positive cash flow position, because for example, let's say your cleaners go into clean for your client tomorrow, you charge your client at the end of tomorrow, and you pay your cleaners on Friday at the end of each week. In actual fact, in this example, your clients pay you before you need to pay your cleaners. So you have the opposite position that you have for commercial clients. So in terms of cash flow management, residential is a clear winner versus commercial cleaning. And that is a big challenge that people need to get their heads around. When I ask the question, is house cleaning better or office cleaning better? It really depends on the weighting that you as the business owner assign to all these 5 different parts. And for me, the reason why I think house cleaning wins versus commercial cleaning is because I put a far greater weighting on the remote nature, or the potentially remote nature of being able to run a house cleaning business. So with commercial commercial clients, there is more of a local presence that you need in your business. So, when you are pricing jobs, someone will need to go out to the sites to give a bespoke price. When you're managing these jobs, you'll probably need to have a local supervisor if it's a big property to make sure that these contracts are going smoothly. With residential, you automate a lot of this, particularly on the pricing side. So we ask the client, how many bathrooms they have in their property, and we just give them a standard price. Obviously some properties will be larger than others for the same number of bathrooms and bedrooms. Some will be dirtier and some will be cleaner. But what we do is we take a blended average and we say for a 2-bathroom property, this is our price. So we do not need to have someone local to do pricing quotation visits, which you will need to do with commercial cleaning. So for me, I like businesses that are remote in nature. These remote businesses can scale quickly, and that is why I think house cleaning wins on that side. If house cleaning, remote cleaning business is of interest to you, watch this next video where I talk about how to build a $1 million house cleaning business that is fully remote. I go into the details about how you set up and grow your business, how you grow marketing, how you grow recruitment, and ultimately how you find someone to run the business for you. So I hope you found the video helpful, and I will see you in the next one.